Hello there. I'm the one and only, and I'm here to read to you Finding Ponytown. Just so you know, this video is really unprofessional. So if you want a professional done video, you're out of luck. Sometimes we find things that we've forgotten and can't help but smile. 1,000 years had passed since Twilight Sparkle and her friends brought the elements of harmony to bear against Nightmare Moon. So much had happened since that time that the Princess of Friendship struggled to remember. Celestia had been a wise mentor, but she had failed to properly convey one of the biggest burdens when it came to becoming an immortal. Alicorns had unfathomable lifespans, but they did not have unfathomable memories. Certainly the more important things were cherished, but the little facets that colored her past had long since slipped away. Princess! Princess! A filly's shrill voice had driven Twilight from the memory store, and her gaze fell upon a rather excited and precocious scion Pegasus. Rainbow! Rainbow? Twilight chided before her awareness locked upon the youngster's beaming cobalt arrays. The alicorn chuckled sheepishly and quickly brushed her mane. I'm sorry, Reverick. You really do remind me of her when you get excited like that. I take it you found something? Yes, we haven't found much since you sent us to investigate the Ponytown ruins, but this is definitely the discovery we've been waiting for. Twilight nodded as the cogs of her mind began churning once more. She honestly could not remember much about Ponytown. Some lingering shadow in the back of her head suggested that it had been a research settlement that had erupted something like 9 centuries ago. However, the bits were fleeting. In some sense, it made the Alicorn pitfall something of a blessing in disguise. She held steady to the things that mattered, but that made finding the old feel as though she was discovering the new. An incredible spell! Reverick Memory was practically bouncing upon her hose before she thrust a leg towards a glimmering sphere of pure magic. The blue orb drew a name to the tip of Twilight's tongue, but she held silent. We think it's a time capsule, which means that there's hopefully something inside, but we can't tell without destroying the castwork. Nobody dared to do it. After some discussion, I suggested that it would be best left for you. Another wise decision, my faithful student, she answered with a level-headed tone that had definitely been Celestia's hallmark. I'm definitely understanding and seeing the fruits of your hard work, and I'm certain that you are as well. The filly's bouncing resumed, and her eyes widened as magical sparks danced along Twilight's horn. The princess took her time with the spell and allowed the waves of her aura to feel what exactly had been left behind. Take notes, Reverick, Spark commanded quietly. Upon inspection, the ball is incredibly smooth. Even on the magical level, I cannot sense my deviations, aberrations, or flaws in the spherical harmonic. The pony who cast the spell was undoubtedly a skilled artist with detailed knowledge of preservation techniques and methods. It is also almost a shame that we must excuse me. Oh, it is almost a shame that we must destroy it to uncover what's inside. Princess, what about using teleportation? That way we could— my little pony, I could do that, but there is no way of knowing what exactly the casing holds. I might very well damage whatever is inside by probing the interior without unwrapping the package. That being said, I am a sucker for Hearthwarming's presents, and I happen to know that a certain filly loves to rip into her gifts like a party pony. Twilight giggled after she managed to draw a blush to her student's muzzle. I'm going to open it. The light around her horn grew brighter once the alicorn began focusing her efforts even further. She carefully split the shell and grasped the device that dropped out. A glossy black tablet roughly 2 by 3 hooves in length floated in her aura. Its surface flashed to life, displaying proudly in white text, town.agi.io. Reverick Memory's jaw dropped as she examined the utterly foreign contraption. The gray-scale screen exploded into a plethora of colorful, pixelated ponies that danced about a stimulated expanse of grass. She had read about these things once upon a time. It was an exceptional antique gaming device that took Equestria by storm the instant it had been invented. By today's standards, the entire thing was downright primitive. but as Reverick stared at the actions taking place upon the screen, her shocked expression blossomed into a beaming smile of unbridled joy. "This is amazing!" she squealed, much to her mentor's amusement. "This gives us a completely unique and unprecedented glimpse at what everyday ponies cared about centuries ago. Look at how they're all wandering around turning grass into dirt and then planting more grass. Some appear to be even drawing shapes with this technique. See, there's a heart, and there's Luna's cutie mark, and oh my, Celestia! That is downright offensive. I had no ponies of that era were that kind of expressive. And they also seem to have a fascination with butterflies, rocks, and apples." Twilight struggled to maintain her magical grip as the last statement made her burst into laughter. Rocks and apples always reminded her of Pinkie Pie and Applejack, and the pink butterflies were an obvious nod to Fluttershy. There was simply no way around it. Tears swelled in the corners of her eyes, and she embraced the silly ramblings of her excited pupil and tucked them away in a mental space that assuredly be cherished centuries after she had moved on. "My faithful yet incredible silly student, Miss Reverick Memory, let me tell you that seeing this wonderful device has certainly brought back a flood of recollections. While the underlying events that led to the creation of this form of entertainment remain hazy to me, I think it is safe to say that we should not base our knowledge of past trends solely on the content of a game, or its media for that matter, with more context, lest this generation be remembered for its garish music, or its fascination with those silly Nerf toys the cults are clamoring about. Such violent things." The lecturer drew a tomboyish laugh from the lungs of the silent filly. "I'll try to keep that in mind, Princess," she responded, before throwing a sheepishly playful smile at Twilight. "And again, it's fun to think that ponies from your time had an over-exuberant love of massive parties and small fields, strangely placed fruit, those pink butterflies." "You have no idea, Reverick. You have no idea. Though I can think of at least one pony who would complain about the lack of fashion. Memories are beautiful things. Okay, time for the review part. Okay, so I liked that story very much. I very much liked it. What I thought was very interesting about the story was how it was very like sad though. Honestly, it was actually very sad. Now that I think about it, it kind of almost makes you want to cry because like it reminds you that like Twilight um is an alicorn, and alicorns have freakishly long lifespans, right? Well, if you think about it, because of that, they don't even know. Like, I thought that they would have infinite memories. I mean, like, you'd think they would, but no. Apparently, they just have normal memories and they forget things very easily. I was surprised. I mean, then again, I guess if I lived for a few hundred years, I'd probably forget a few things too. And they'll be living for a few thousand years, so I guess you can think of it that way. Um, and it's very upsetting actually. This is a story made by Wing, who at first I met him on Discord. You should go met him. It was on I believe Quillen Blade. Yeah, Quillen Blade server, and I met him on there. And when I found out about the stories he liked, I decided, I'm going to check out some of his stories. And I go to his stories, and apparently they're like really good because he was a fun guy, and I thought, he's probably got fan fiction. That's the only way you can really find out about the Quill and Blade. And I found out, wow, this guy's a great writer. He only has 3 stories, but still, all 3 are incredible. And so, yeah. So I very much like the story. I just wanted to let you know, and I think he's very, very good at writing stuff like this. I mean, it's very nice. Okay, so that's my review, and I'd also like to say, before this video ends, please like and subscribe to my videos. Please watch my videos if you want, of course. And I am going to let you know the next read and review I will be doing will be of a story known as Grief is the Price We Pay. I've been reading it and I've really liked it, and now that I'm doing a read and review thing, I've decided, you know what, I'm going to make a read and review of one of my favorite stories, Reader's Advice Replay. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm really hoping you guys will like it. I've already done Finding Ponytown, and so thank you, and I'll go with my outro now. As you can see, I'm the one and only